I was having a training with some first line managers, a survivor kit training, and someone asked a question: how do I make my team work for me? This question is very common with fresh managers. And I noticed that these people are more focused, the managers are more focused on the people rather than the job itself. So the question shouldn't be how do you make those people to work for you? It's more of how to make the system to work for you to achieve your result. As a manager, okay, as a manager, you have a team, then you have deliverables. Very important. The team comprises of the people. What I've noticed among new managers is that they focus more on the people, leaving out their deliverables. This is what you're employed, this is what you're employed to do. You're employed to give results. So instead of focusing on just the people, you should focus on the system that will give you your results. And the system consists of the people, the process, and tools. So these are the three things that you need to achieve your results. I understand that the variable is on the people because people are difficult to manage, right? But you are responsible for them. You are responsible for whatever they do, but you need to make sure that they are accountable. You get? This is the most important thing that you need to do. Now the question should be, instead of how do I make my people to work for me, is how do I hold my people accountable? For you to hold these people accountable, you need to give them task. You need to give them task. One, then you need to give them a process to follow, like the instruction. Then you need to give them the tools that they need to execute the task. And what you are going to get is a feedback or a report. Okay, I say you get a report from them, you get a report from the team, then you give them feedback in the form of appraiser. By appraiser, this is not the mid-year appraiser, this is daily. You get? For example, if you're a maintenance manager, how do you make sure that your team work for you? First thing is you need to give them tasks. How do you give them tasks? You have your ERP, your CMMS. You make sure that your maintenance planning and scheduling is working. You give them tasks. Then the process. When you give them a task, there should be an instruction of how to carry out the task and how to give you feedback on the task that they've done. That is the most important. Then you need to give them tools. If they need screwdriver, whatever they need to do the task, it could be training. You give it to them. It is your responsibility. Then it is also your responsibility to ensure that they give you reports on the task that they have done. From there, you can give them feedback. The feedback could also come in. From the feedback, you will notice if there is skill gap. that you need training and all that. When you have this system working, then with the appraiser, you can recognize them. Once you recognize them, you see that your people will work for you. You need your people to function. Your people should function within a system. So the question should be, how do I create a system that will deliver the results? A functional system. So your focus should be on the system, which will comprise of the people, the process, and the tool. It is important to focus on the people, but you need to know your process and know the tools, because these are the two things that the people need to function. So if you don't have a process and you don't give them the right tool, frustration will build up. That is why you need to look at your job. What is your job? Once you are given a task, a manager, then you look for a system that is going to make the job work, that is going to make you deliver properly on the job. So focus on a system. If you're a maintenance manager, focus on the work order system, the budgeting system, all that as a whole, and how the people come in to fill in the gap. Your task as a manager is to use the people to deliver the result. You are not going to do the job yourself, but you need to make sure that you put the right person in the right place to get the right result, by keeping everybody motivated with your appraiser, from which you get your recognition. This report is very, very important. It's a way that whatever they do, you need to make sure that they communicate to you what they do. Is a requirement. From there, you can give feedback. Then from the feedback, you can close all the skill gap, give training. This appraiser is based on the report that they gave you. They give you a report, you appraise it. Is this good? They say, okay, and they did a PM. They give you a report of how the PM was done. Then you can say, oh, is it done properly? Does it follow the process? If not, why? This is the right process. In the end, you have a system that is going to work for you. So for managers, focus on the system. Focus on the system as a whole that's going to give you the results, which comprises of the people, the process, and the tools.